This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only and utilizes artificial intelligence, AI. The information provided may not always be accurate. For important decisions, consult experts or professionals.
Is it more ethical to tell a painful truth that inspires improvement or a comforting lie that preserves happiness?
That's a fantastic and deeply human question. It's one of those classic moral dilemmas that we all face, whether it's with a friend, a family member, or even ourselves. For a comprehensive answer, we'll break this down by looking at the core philosophies behind truth and lies, the consequences of each, and how to find a practical, ethical path forward. The philosophical divide: truth versus comfort. When we talk about a painful truth that inspires improvement versus a comforting lie that preserves happiness, we're really looking at two major ethical viewpoints: deontology and consequentialism. 1. The case for the painful truth. Deontology. Deontology comes from the Greek word deon, meaning duty. This viewpoint argues that certain actions are inherently right or wrong, regardless of the outcome. The most famous proponent of this was the philosopher Immanuel Kant. The duty to honesty. For a deontologist, telling the truth is a moral duty. It doesn't matter if the truth hurts. It's the right thing to do. Respect for autonomy. When you tell someone the truth, even if it's painful, like your business idea is fundamentally flawed, or you have to study harder to pass, you are respecting them as a rational, autonomous person. You're giving them the correct data so they can make their own informed decisions. A lie, in a way, strips them of that agency. The foundation of trust. Truth is the bedrock of all relationships, from a marriage to an employer-employee dynamic. Once that foundation is compromised by a lie, even a well-intentioned one, it's incredibly hard to repair. The short-term comfort of the lie is often outweighed by the long-term, devastating impact of lost trust. Inspiration for improvement. The prompt specifically mentions a truth that inspires improvement. Truth, while painful, is the only catalyst for real change. You can't fix a problem you don't know you have. That critique on an essay, that honest feedback from a manager, that difficult conversation about a health issue, it hurts, but it provides the roadmap for growth. The bottom line: the painful truth is often the more ethical choice because it upholds the duty of honesty and respects the other person's ability to handle reality and grow from it. 2. The case for the comforting lie. Consequentialism. Consequentialism argues that the morality of an action is judged solely by its outcome or consequences. The most common form of this is utilitarianism, associated with thinkers like John Stuart Mill. Maximizing happiness. For a utilitarian, the most ethical choice is the one that produces the greatest good for the greatest number of people. If a lie truly maximizes happiness and minimizes suffering, it could be the ethical choice. Preserving mental health. In certain situations, an immediate painful truth could cause immense, perhaps irreparable harm. Think about a doctor withholding a frightening diagnosis from an extremely anxious patient until a support system is in place, or a temporary white lie told to a child to keep them safe. The goal is to prevent catastrophic emotional pain. The short-term bridge. Sometimes, a comforting lie is a necessary bridge to a more stable future. For example, telling a small lie about how a tough meeting went to an employee who is already on the verge of a breakdown, allowing them to complete a critical task first, and then delivering the full truth once they are stable. The lie serves a temporary protective function. Ignorance is bliss. There are small, everyday lies that are really just acts of social kindness. Yes, that outfit looks great, or the dinner was delicious. These aren't about profound improvement. They're about greasing the wheels of social interaction and prioritizing harmony over brutal honesty. In these cases, the lie is inconsequential and its goal is pure comfort. The bottom line: the comforting lie can be argued as ethical when its consequences overwhelmingly lead to greater overall well-being and happiness, or prevent severe, unnecessary suffering. Finding the ethical sweet spot. The truthful compassion. So, which is more ethical? Most real-world ethics don't fall neatly into one of those two camps. We have to look for a synthesis, a way to be truthful and compassionate. This is what I call truthful compassion. It's not about if you tell the truth, but how you tell it. 1. Prioritize intent and impact before you speak. Ask yourself, what is my true intent? Am I telling this painful truth to help the other person improve? Or am I doing it to vent my own frustration, feel superior, or make the situation my problem? If the motive isn't genuinely helpful, the truth is just a weapon. What is the likely impact? Will the person be able to process this truth and act on it, or will it crush them completely? If the impact is debilitating, maybe the delivery, the timing, or the amount of information needs to be adjusted. 2. The power of timing and delivery. Often, the ethical conflict isn't between truth and lie, but between truth and brutality. The sandwich method. A well-known feedback technique is the sandwich method. Start with a genuine positive truth, the top slice of bread. Deliver the painful truth, the filling, and end with an actionable, encouraging truth, the bottom slice of bread. This provides the improvement inspiration without the crushing blow. Instead of, your presentation was awful. Try, I loved your energy and the first 3 slides were great. The flow after the intermission, though, was hard to follow and needs restructuring. If you can focus on clarifying your main 3 takeaways, it will be a home run. The need for an action plan. A painful truth without a path forward is just cruelty. The ethical obligation that comes with delivering a difficult truth is the responsibility to help them find a solution. Don't just point out the crack. Offer the caulk. 3. The rare exception of the ethical lie. There are very few specific instances where a lie tips the ethical scales. Safety. A lie told to a bad actor to protect an innocent person is ethical. The classic example is lying to a murderer about where your friend is hiding. Temporary protection in crisis. Lying to someone in an immediate, severe mental health crisis to calm them down long enough to get help. Consequential lies. These are lies where the consequence of the truth is genuinely catastrophic and irreversible, like telling a lie that prevents a war or a major panic. In almost every ordinary situation involving personal improvement or happiness, the comforting lie rarely passes the test. It might preserve happiness today, but it guarantees a harder fall tomorrow when the lie is eventually revealed or the underlying problem festers. Conclusion: choose the truth, delivered with care. In the end, for ordinary people in ordinary situations, the most ethical path is almost always the painful truth that inspires improvement. Truth is what respects the other person's dignity and ability to grow. Lies are often an act of self-preservation. We lie because we don't want to deal with the other person's pain. The challenge is to move beyond the simple binary of truth or lie and embrace truthful compassion. Choose the truth, but deliver it with empathy, timing, and a plan for action. That approach honors our duty to be honest, while still maximizing the long-term well-being and happiness that only genuine growth can bring.